Hey, welcome back to Little Five. My name is Kyle, and you can see here, cabinets have been installed. There's a lot of interiors being installed. It's starting to look really good in here, so let's check it out. Hi, I'm Kyle, and my dream is to turn these 5 acres of raw forest into a livable home, one project at a time. This is the Little Five. This is one of those weeks where the house is really starting to feel almost finished. The insulation went up, drywall went up. It's not quite done yet, but I'm excited to show you. There's a few different kinds of insulation when it comes to what you're going to be using to insulate your walls, to insulate your interior walls, to insulate the exterior walls, to insulate the crawl space or the basement or the attic. Typically for the attic or the crawl space, you're going to be using something like a rigid foam or a spray foam. It's just easier to get into those tiny little nooks and crannies and crevices. So sealing up all the pipes, all the plumbing, all of the electrical, the walls where the walls meet the floor, and sealing that with caulking, and just making sure that every little crevice is sealed up. And then fiberglass is typically the most popular for insulating the walls themselves. One thing that I will say that is not included usually with most builds, and you can tell if you've ever lived in an apartment, I've lived in a few apartments myself, but the walls are always paper thin. It's because it's nothing more than just sheetrock and your frame. So they don't typically soundproof or insulate the interior walls. That's an extra added thing. So in custom builds, you can request it. I requested it because there was extra money in the budget that I had saved from other areas and reallocated to that area, and said, you know what, it's actually worth it because these walls are pretty thin. This is a very small house. The wall here that I share, the living room here shares with my master bathroom. So the toilet from the master bathroom is about right here. So if I'm sitting on the couch, I really don't want to be using the master bathroom and have guests over. They're sitting on the couch and they can just hear me through that wall. Same with like the guest bathroom. There's not really that many interior walls in this house. It's a very small house. So just bumping up the budget a little bit there and adding in the extra interior insulation and soundproofing. Definitely, if you have the budget for it, I recommend it. Otherwise, you're gonna have that paper thin wall feel. We're in the shower right now, and you can see here the insulation. It's really quiet in here. I mean, basically you have the exterior wall here, which is like that fiberglass insulation. And then you can see the difference in color a little bit with the interior wall insulation. This is more soundproofing. And then you can see on this wall where there's no soundproofing there. It just goes straight from the frame to the drywall. So that's kind of a nice visual where you can see this is what comes standard, and then this here is your upgrade soundproofing. But this side here is the exterior wall, so you can see that does come standard. And it's just things that you have to request. This kind of soundproofing are things you have to request. So you can kind of see here, they've got in the crawl space all this insulation on the floor there, and it just is all nestled up nice and neat. But yeah, it goes in underneath there on the crawl space area. Very nice. So all that is pretty standard, but if you want to upgrade, it's extra. And they got all this nice plastic down. You can kind of see all that plastic there. The garage is typically not insulated. They will sheetrock the garage. It has to be sheetrocked per fire code, at least in my state. It's not insulated. Now, if you want to insulate your garage, that's an upgrade. You can have that. It's just going to cost more. And if you're building it yourself, it's just going to cost more materials. So it's probably not as big of an upgrade because you're not paying for the labor if you're doing it yourself, but it's still gonna cost more. I don't feel a need to insulate my garage at all. Maybe in a future home, but for this house, no, I don't need it. I don't need to insulate my garage. That's a compromise I'm willing to make. So it's been raining a lot lately now that we're in the winter months, and it's been causing a lot of mud to build up on the roads and around the house. With all the large machineries and trucks that are coming up this road and all the rain that's been washing this road away, it's been kind of rough goings getting all the machines and trucks up here and just driving in general. So we're gonna try and fix that. Got a large shipment of bark. It's kind of frozen here because it's winter time, but large shipment of bark here. Soak up some of that mud and make it a little easier to get machines up there. Got nice gravel all laid out on the driveway here, so no more slipping in the mud. We can actually get vehicles up and down this hill now safely without getting stuck. So as you can see, might be a little echoey in here, but the paint has gone up in the interior here. All of the walls are finished and painted. I went with a pretty standard off-white, white color. It's easy to choose other colors later. This one was just the cheapest, so go with what I can afford for now and change it up later, room by room. It's just easier to paint the whole house the same color than to go each room by room with a different color right now. I can always come back later. And that's one thing to keep in mind, is you don't have to do all this at once unless you're just have a very large budget. But for me, single income, no kids, I don't really have a large budget. I have a pretty small budget, so I went with just one paint color for the whole house. Same with the exterior, one paint color, just black. It's like a gray black, because I'm Batman. But no, I like the idea of it being darker on the outside and lighter on the inside. So I'll be going with a lot lighter tones in here with more of a champagne, light grays for furniture and natural wood colors. And then for the cabinets, I've chosen, it's called, I think, Iceberg. It's like a off-white grayish, really light grayish color. I didn't want white because the backsplash is white. I'm trying to offset that now for the future with things like couches and coffee tables and dining table, choosing different colors there so everything's not just white, because that can get a little crazy. And in the future I'll paint some other walls different colors. I think eventually I want to do like an accent wall in a couple rooms. I want to change up the laundry room, do like a sage green in there possibly, or an olive color in the bathrooms. Maybe a darker color in the office, make it a little smaller feeling, a little cozier. But for now, this is the cheapest option. Just go with white, or like a eggshell off-white. I forget which one it was, but. One thing to keep in mind when you're working with painters who are working faster than sometimes necessary is they will skip areas and paint leaves instead of the actual wood. Oh, I'll just leave that leaf there and paint over top of it and fix it later. Just move the leaf. Goodness gracious. So as you can see, the house has been painted, and I went with a grayish black color for both the walls and the trim. I just like the color. I'm gonna have all of the posts here wrapped in a cedar type of wood, and then the door itself, once the front door gets installed, it will also be a similar stain cedar wood. And then of course underneath here there's the pine wood that will be stained a similar stain color as the door and the posts. Same within the back there, that will also be stained wood, so you'll have a really bright cedar, almost like an orange color that pops against that black dark color there. You can see up here is that pine wood that will be stained, finished the same. This is a temporary door. The front door will eventually get installed towards the end of the build so it doesn't get ruined. And then that will be these posts. This will come off. This has to be removed, this hardy board. And then these will be wrapped in a cedar wood. They'll be thicker, but that usually comes towards the end once they pour the front stoop with concrete. And that's what you'll have in the back here as well. All this natural wood will be stained, and these posts here will be wrapped in that same cedar wood as the front. So you'll have a lot of natural, warm wood tones on the back side of this house, more so than the front, but the front has a little bit that really make this area in particular pop against that dark color, the black color of the house. This is all southern light too. The sun up here just kind of moves across the sky. So this whole area back here is well lit throughout the entirety of the day. So this is all going to be much warmer in the back than in the front, making a little more of a cozy cabin vibe. And that's kind of what I wanted. That's why I went with the black color for the house itself, is I just wanted that like small cabin in the woods vibe, and not so much this like big white farmhouse. White is usually the color that a lot of farmhouses go with, but I wanted more of a cabin vibe since this is a small house in the woods. So I went with a darker color. So this is the fake tile. You can see it's not really thick. It's got this padding underneath to help with sound and whatnot, but they just snap together, and it looks like real tile. It feels to the touch kind of like real tile, but it is just a vinyl insert. So saves you some money there if you're wanting to get that real tile feel and look, but you don't want to bring the... So you can see the flooring here that they installed this past week. It's like a grayish brown, and I went with vinyl wood flooring. It was cheaper. It looks like real wood, but it's I believe a vinyl plank. So they just installed them piece by piece, but it feels like real wood, looks like real wood. It just doesn't cost the same as real wood. Real hardwood flooring is extremely expensive, and if you have the budget, it looks amazing. I mean, I've seen it in some other houses and it looks so good, but it's incredibly expensive. So for me, like I said, I'm on a low budget here, so the vinyl wood flooring, it's like a, I forget, it's like a plastic, I want to say, but it doesn't feel plasticky. It has a pretty nice feel to it, kind of like a real wood, and it's easy to clean. It's super easy to clean, so great option if you want a wood look and feel, but you don't want to pay the same price as wood. So keep that in mind if you're on a budget. You can still achieve that same look without breaking the bank. The cabinet here, the vanity cabinet for the master bathroom, was installed as well. It's got a natural wood tone to it, which is what I wanted. I wanted to warm this space up a little bit, so I went with a wood tone. And then the flooring, you can kind of see they have it covered with safety paper so it doesn't get all gummed up and dirtied up with boots and whatnot going in and out of the house. Don't want to ruin the flooring. So it's covered with this thicker paper, protective paper. But it's like a white tile, linoleum, I think it was, or maybe it's a vinyl, I forget. But basically it's not real tile. It saves me some money there, but it looks and feels like real tile. So in the future, if I want to go real tile, I can do that. But for right now, like I've said earlier, I'm on a budget, so this works for me. There's the shower tile right now. It's kind of hard to see because the lighting in here is not hooked up to electrical yet, but it's a darker slate type looking tile. It's like a grayish black with light gray veins. The flooring has yet to be installed. That tile is on back order, but once this is all finished and grouted and the door gets installed, then it'll look really nice. I'm really excited for this. I wanted like a cave shower feel. I really like this look of the dark cave, but that's just because I'm Batman. Now I can give you a tour of my kitchen. So this is a wraparound kitchen. So it's kind of got this horseshoe look and feel to it. It just wraps around. There's no island in this kitchen just because this space is a little too small for that. But starting right here is where the fridge will go. So there's some storage above the fridge here, really deep, goes all the way back here about almost 2 feet. So really deep storage above the fridge. And then over here on the right hand side of the fridge is the pantry. So there's no hardware on this yet. I chose black knobs and handles to go on there, but the pantry that'll be right next to the fridge, and these drawers just pull out. They have a soft close, and same with the doors. They all have soft close so they don't slam, which I love. I love the soft close feature. If you have that option, I highly recommend it. No more door slamming, no more drawer slamming. When it closes, it's all soft and quiet, and you don't damage your stuff that way. So really nice. And then of course there's some shelving, more storage shelving above the pantry here. So lots of storage there for other stuff like crock pots, Instapots, any kind of appliance blenders, stuff like that. Haven't decided entirely what I'm gonna put up there yet, but we'll see. Here we have more storage. So all under here will be shelving storage. Big, giant space in there for who knows what. I mean, pots, pans, all kinds of stuff. So big drawer here for all kinds of things. I mean, spatulas, knives, cooking utensils. Could be a junk drawer. I know every house, I don't know about your house, but every house that I've been to has at least one drawer that just has some weird random junk in it. So call it the junk drawer. Over here in the corner, we'll have a dishwasher here. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put silverware in this drawer yet, or there's another drawer over here I might put it in. That's a little bit bigger. But down here, there's dividers in here for like cookie sheets and pans and stuff. So just put them right in there. Super nice. It's just already pre-installed. So really nice. Here's just empty space over in this corner. But in the future, I might actually install a wine fridge on the other side and cut out right here. I might cut out a space and install a little wine fridge there, but for now I'll just leave it. It's fine. Don't need to put anything in there. And above the dishwasher area here, lots of storage for plates or glassware or mugs or anything really up there. Every cabinet has wiring underneath it for under cabinet lighting. I've never had that before. It was a nice little upgrade. It's gonna look really good. It's gonna look really good. We have a space that has yet to be cut out, but this will be cut out for a stainless steel farm sink. I like the idea of a ceramic white sink, but they were more expensive, and save money where you can. So you have under sink cabinets here that'll go to the plumbing and electrical, and as well as the garbage disposal. Over here we have more drawers, so this might be a great spot for silverware, forks, knives, spoons. And then more drawers underneath here, spatulas, food containers, you name it. It's all soft closed drawers. We have a corner pots and pans, Lazy Susan type thing here, spins. So that's really nice, and it locks too, so locks right in place, so there's not a whole lot of rustling around and pots and pans flailing everywhere, so that's kind of nice. Have a lot of storage above the countertops here, up plates and bowls and then all kinds of stuff. Back in here, I mean, it just goes for a good almost 1.5 to 2 feet. Lots of storage here, more plates, more. Honestly, since I'm a single guy right now, most of these will probably stay empty. I just don't have anything to put in them. So maybe after a housewarming party or something, there might be some things to put in here, but most of these drawers, most of these cabinets, I don't know. I got nothing to put in there. So I meal prep most of my foods from Costco, so who knows. I do love to cook, so maybe in the future I'll get some more fancy pots and pans and whatnot. We'll have a range here, range stovetop with a vent here, and then these drawers pull out for more pots and pans and baking and cooking and soft close. Super nice, super nice. More drawers. These ones haven't been fully installed yet, so I'm not gonna pull the rest of those out. Right here, wall oven. A lot of people online have been commenting saying, don't do a wall oven. Oh, don't do that, because if you ever have to get a different wall oven, it's not gonna fit. Okay. Like, I mean, if you ever have to get a different range or oven or whatever in general, of course it's gonna be a pain to install. No matter what you're doing, it's gonna be a pain, but there is lots of extra space here. So if I do have to get a new wall oven, there is a whole box. Can't really see it there, but there's a whole box in here that accounts for that. So it comes with extra parts. There's a whole bunch of extra parts here. So all this can be modded. This goes up inside here. So there's a lot of extra space in here. So if for God forbid, if I have to replace my wall oven, there is modded space in here that can account for that. So it's definitely coming along, definitely getting closer now that there are some interiors that are going in, and cabinets and flooring, and all the walls have been drywalled and textured and painted and insulated. Getting closer to a move-in date. So pretty exciting. I am pretty excited. So if I was to give a piece of advice, I would say if you're working with a builder and you've never done this before, just stay in constant communication with that builder. Call them, text them, email them. If you want something to be on record so that there's actual evidence, paper trail of a conversation of something you asked for, like a certain feature that you asked for, make sure that you don't just call them on the phone. Make sure there's a paper trail with email or text messages, and just, you know, poke them every day with that phone call or that text message or that email, and stay in constant communication with them, because these timelines can easily get dragged out, especially if they're working on other projects. Things can get delayed, forgot about. Just keep that in mind if you're working with a builder, to stay in constant communication with that builder, and the squeaky wheel gets the oil, so keep that in mind. Coming up in the next video, what we're going to be focusing on next is getting the backsplash tile installed, finishing up the shower, getting the electricity finalized and the plumbing finalized to get running water and electricity going in this house, and then finally just getting all the lights installed and prepping this for move-in day. So stay tuned. Well, that's it for this episode here on the Little Five. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. You're still here. It's over. Go watch another video. Preferably one of mine. Click the box. Go on. Go.